He knows he did a ton of damage to that army. He knows he's strictly going mutas, and this is where the spine crawlers come in handy. You can see all these spine crawlers, and yet look how much money he's got. So he sees this, the attack coming over here to the expansion. We may see HayprO just kind of throw this expansion away like he did on Metalopolis. He is still up a base advantage, even if he loses that. He may come in from the back here and take out an expansion in return and still be up a base. Let's see if he tries to save any of his workers or if he's just going to let them harvest to their death. Unfortunately, these drones look like they're going to die. So HayprO pushing with those mutas at 1-1 upgrade. Production is at basically nothing for either player. A pylon and a High Templar, that is it. So he's warping a High Templar at his base, but he doesn't. Oh wait, there it was, it dies. Does he have the Cardarian amulet? He does have that upgrade. So if he warped in and did get that off, but it did die before it finished. So massive chrono boost going everywhere. Everything is lit up like a Christmas tree in this base. He definitely is going to need some High Templars. He's extremely low on gas. Trying to rebuild that. He needs that gas at that expo more than anything. And HayprO is doing so much damage, taking out all these warp gates, even killing this base. This gas is so valuable. There's only about 1,200 between the two bases. And we saw a robotics bay being built. Quite curious about that robotics bay. If he was just going to make some Colossus out of it. Or, I mean, you have to deal with some lings, but there's actually not too many lings to deal with. So, kind of curious why he spent that money on that robotics bay. So, is Hasu going to be able to get this base up? HayprO's aggression with these mutas has just been extremely strong. He did have a little bit of a misplay down here in his base, losing so much of his army's life to those storms. And this is the time in the game where lag becomes extremely critical, and you can just lose your entire army to a storm, or lose your entire army if you don't storm. So it's coming down to the seconds. Blink is researched. He finally did get that done. Before that building finished, that Twilight Council did go down along with basically everything else in his base. So Hasu forced to rebuild. He's probably going to throw up like 5 or 6 gateways right here. Yep, here we go. Bunch of gateways being placed with intermittent photon cannons in between. So rebuilding this base over here, HayprO feels safe doing that. Just trying up here to pick off this pylon, deactivate that warp gate. Ooh, forcing him to waste storms. See, right now, HayprO doesn't have to be doing any damage. Whoa! HayprO doesn't even have to actually kill these buildings to be doing damage because he's forcing them to use storms. He's forcing them to keep his army in the base, which Hasu is kind of just saying, you know what? Take my base. Oh, losing this Templar Archive is going to be huge, but their storm goes down right on top of there, and HayprO just sitting on it. Looks like he was preoccupied over here at this base, and HayprO taking a ton of damage with his views right now. We'll see if we see a transition into Ultralisks like we did last game. He is at Hive, and we do have Greater Spire, so we may see Broodlords. I don't know if I like Broodlords to counter Stalker and High Templar. I don't think that's a very wise move. I think he's better off with those Ultralisks. So this giant wall of spine crawlers hasn't yet seen any action, but I hope we'll see those things poke a little bit later. So these mutas are very low. It'd be nice maybe if he went back to base and get some transfusion from his queens. His queens have more than enough energy to throw down a ton of transfusions. A transfusion only does cost 50 energy and heals for 120 life, so 125 life is the full life of a muta. So every 50 energy you can get, you can fully heal a muta. And considering how much those things cost, that is a great value. I'm pretty sure, whoa, actually have an attack going here on the left. Hasu pushing up, killing that expansion. And a lot of Broodlords just being spawned right on top of this base right here. Very ballsy of HayprO, just saying, you know, I'm just going to morph these things right in front of you. And he's pushing up, he's going to try and take out this expansion right now. Still mining down here, he has none on gas yet, but it looks like he's transferring. He's going to try and save him. Bunch of mutas coming in. Looks like these Broodlords are going to pay off. He's in a very good position right now. These rocks are not down. He can warp down here, blink down here, but there's so many mutas. I don't think he even sees the mutas. Now he's going to see the mutas. He's probably going to wish he didn't blink down there. So these Broodlords just taking pot shots at him. Storm going down, not doing too much damage against these Broodlords. Blinking in, getting stormed on. Those storm keeping those mutalisks at bay. He's got so many High Templars. And just using these Broodlords as, you know, their little broodlings and heat shields. Doing a ton of damage right now. picking off all these stalkers. Unfortunately, these High Templars are in a bad position. He really needs to have this open so he can get those High Templars in there with access to his own base. So HayprO throwing down spine crawlers all over the place as his ground defense. So he did manage to do a little bit of damage there with those Broodlords, but I don't really know if they're that effective. He did seem to fight those off fairly well, even with bad placement with his High Templars. So he's got so many Mutalisks. How many Mutalisks does he have? Wow, 31 Mutalisks. I remember seeing similar play with MadFrog. I casted a game earlier this week with MadFrog in a ZVP where he did go complete Mutalisks, and Mutalisks are very powerful if controlled properly, and of course if controlled improperly you can just lose everything to it. It's all about being able to keep pressure on them, keeping them out of your base, keeping them in their base, giving you a chance to give yourself map control, let you expand. Oh, do not lose these units. Oh, very wise move. I like that right there. He pulled back the majority of his mutas because he knew with just these few he could one-shot a High Templar. Very smart move. Very wise move by HayprO there. I love that. Just taking just the amount of units you need and run in there, kill a couple of units. Oh, but he's not paying attention right now. He's going to lose some of these units to these Stalkers. Those Stalkers do only have one upgrade now. And these mutas are at 1-1. So Hasu pushing in the back here. Oh no! Those storms, all those mutas were bunched up right there. And some great storms going down. Even defensive storms being thrown up. He still has quite a few bits of energy left, just throwing down storms defensively. And those mutas taking a ton of damage. Pushing in with some Broodlords. I really think HayprO needs to be maybe playing a little. Oh my gosh! Look, welcome! Oh, so much damage! Losing his whole. Oh my gosh, that is just sick. HayprO needs to go back to base and use some transfusion on those mutas. We have a tower being built up here. It looks like this Protoss players pulling out some early game tower rushing here in place to keep units from not mining on this expansion. Here's some chipping going on. Here we go. Using drones to kill up destructible rocks, definitely not their best use of time. So HayprO down to just, he did have like 31 mutas, now he's only at 18, so losing almost half of his army to those ridiculously good storms. Hasu's back in this game right now. If they fought straight up, I think HayprO would lose. So Hasu with quite a bit of AA protection here, I think is fairly safe. And he's going to go on the aggression here. Hasu being down for the majority of this game, I think has the opportunity to turn it around right now. He has this base covered. He has this expansion over here killed. And this one is just now getting back fully saturated, using these Broodlords as defense. He's flying in with his mutas. But he really just needs to go transfuse a couple of those babies. I mean, his queen up here has had 200 energy forever. That's 4 fully healed. Actually, yeah, 4 fully healed mutas he could be making off that one queen. I think once you get past like the 30, 25-minute mark, and you're going mutas, you just should make like 3-4 queens. They only cost 150 minerals, and usually you're over on minerals anyway, under on gas with a mass amount of minerals you have extra. Because you can just look at all these spine crawlers. Just think if he saved like 4 of these spine crawlers, made queens instead, he could just insta-heal his entire army every couple minutes. So we're going to actually see Hasu push out here. But now he sees a couple of those spine crawlers and figures, you know what, I'm going to play a little bit longer game right now. Just going to try and secure this expansion over here on the left. Those mutas are probably going to be able to take that out. If he's going to cancel it, definitely going to have to cancel. There's no way he's going to save that. Oh, actually looks like he maybe lost it right there. Blinking in, taking out some mutas. He maybe got his money back from killing off a couple mutas there. So Hasu definitely in the dominant position right now. HayprO down to 1 base mining, while Hasu is going to be at 1 base mining on gold. Only has 3 guys on gas here, none up here. He should definitely transfer some of these guys off minerals onto gas. He's oversaturated right there by a lot. He's got like 2 full bases worth of saturation right there. Hasu is fighting for the win right now. This is game number 5 in the Go For SC2 tournament. Pushing up, all his mutas are just getting so low. And Hasu is pushing up here, killing some cocoons right now, killing babies. Has a proxy pylon. Let's see if he's just going to sit here, play defense, and just going to kind of deny this expansion, just let those spine crawlers sit there. Oh wow, more storms going off. Killing mutas flying around all over the place. They have no idea where they're going. And losing, one muta left with 3 life. I don't see how. Oh, and just getting punched in the face by a photon cannon as he flies by. So HayprO, so much of this early game, his muta control was excellent. He was doing so much damage. He was taking almost no damage whenever he was harassing, keeping Hasu in his base. But Hasu got some great storms, killing off giant chunks of those mutas. And those mutas are so fragile, you have to keep them alive. So here's the transition into Ultralisks. But he has no support for this army. He just has Ultralisks, and Ultralisks alone won't be able to deal with this army. I don't think so. Void Ray's coming out. Yes, he's definitely in trouble. HayprO does not have any AA. He does not have the mutas he needs to kill these Void Rays off. These Brood Lords kind of were like a really expensive flying tower at this point. He's going to lose his last mining base. Looks like HayprO's going to go in for an all-in fight right now. And I don't think he's going to win this, even with these Brood Lords. He only has 2 upgrades on armor, and those Void Rays, he's got nothing that can shoot up. He sees those Void Rays and definitely says GG. So really great job to Hasu right there. He played extremely well. He fought off so much muta harass, losing his main, and just some great storms you saw right there won him the game. I think his storm, this micro on that storm was ridiculous. And props to Hasu Ops for winning the Go for SC2 tournament. So congratulations to him, and I'm out of here.